pet parents go through a divorce, they often must decide who gets to keep the animals. A Tucson woman views her dogs as her children and was shocked when a judge granted her ex custody of one of them. New at 6, 13 News reporter Rebecca Taylor looks into pet ownership laws in Arizona and what it can entail if you separate.
Whether you're married or just living together, pet parents need to know their rights under the law. Animals are generally considered property in most states, including Arizona, something that Kayleen Strong disagrees with.
Just like people have children ripped from them in court, in family court, I feel like that's exactly what happened to me.
Kayleen Strong is talking about Jasper, a 4-year-old Rottweiler mix.
I fell in love with him immediately.
Because of her history with the dog, Strong feels Jasper belongs with her and the 14 other dogs who reside on her 1-acre property in Pima County.
Yeah, I have been financially responsible for him for the past 2 years. I've taken on the role of buying the food, taking him to vets.
Even though Strong cared for Jasper, her ex is the one who owned him prior to the marriage. So a judge granted ownership of the dog to him, and her motion for reconsideration was denied. You're not disputing that Jasper was your ex's?
No, I never have. That's actually why I lost.
It's just like your couch, your TV set, or your refrigerator. It's a part of your property, and any kind of a divorce action or whatever, it's handled the same way.
Steve Kozacek with Pima Animal Care Center says under Arizona law, pets are considered personal property. There is no distinction between livestock, assistance animals, or family pets.
Although many of us, we consider our animals to be our children, courts can't look at it that way.
Danette Paul is a family law attorney in Tucson, and her husband is a veterinarian. She's not a party in this case.
Even if you're providing care, ownership is determined at the time of acquisition.
Meaning if a pet was yours before the marriage, it's your property. If a pet was acquired during the marriage, it's community property. In that case, to avoid conflict, Paul says most couples and their attorneys try to negotiate an agreement outside of court, which can include shared custody.
You can come up with all kinds of stuff. I had one case where 1 weekend a month, the animal went with the other spouse.
If you're not married but living together, pet custody disputes are handled in civil court. Paul has this advice. Retain proof of who bought the animal. Write a check and include details in the memo line. For example, Fido's adoption from shelter. Keep documentation of your pet's license with Pima County and receipts from the veterinarian. Licensing a pet legally recognizes you as the owner. And finally, save text messages.
That's something that could be introduced as evidence. I bought whoever today.
It's basically the only thing I can do now is do an appeal, but it's an $8 grand up front, and that's just not in the cards for me.
I talked with Strong's ex, who told me that Jasper is his best friend and well taken care of. He's owned the dog since 2021 when Jasper was found abandoned at a park as a puppy. The judge sided with Arizona law that Jasper is his property. He tells me he is not open to shared custody with Strong. Rebecca Taylor, 13 News.